We own and we are live on the EKU Tailgate Show here in the Colonel Courtyard for the final regular season game of the 2021 season for the Eastern Kentucky University football team here today as Walt Wells and the Colonels look to end their regular season on a high note and hopes of making their way into the postseason. Colonels returning home this weekend after 2 weeks on the road down in Texas where they win 0-2. Today it's the Colonels hosting longtime OVC rival and now a Sun AQ7 rival, Jacksonville State, for a 2 p.m. kickoff today. And it's the Opportunity Bowl and the annual Military Appreciation Game. The game will feature pieces to honor our military and highlight opportunities surrounding Eastern Kentucky University. The game day experience began this morning at 9 a.m. when all the parking and tailgate lots opened up here on campus. And the Colonel Courtyard once again open today. And we are so excited to have Stephen Cade and Lexi Blue, the band and spirit quad performances and autograph session with EKU baseball taking place all right here in the Colonel Courtyard. We've also got food trucks, inflatables, face painting, and so much more. So, folks, if you are out and about today and you are looking for something to do, come on out to the EKU football game. Come now, come early, and bring the kiddos over for some fun, and they'll have a good time today here at the game. Today's game is the 2021 Opportunity Bowl, which returns for a second season. The Opportunity Bowl name was a natural fit for EKU as the institution is known as the School of Opportunity. Access plus affordability equals opportunity at Eastern Kentucky University for students from diverse backgrounds, and EKU is committed to making sure all students have access to a quality education and strives to nurture their abilities and help them meet the challenges they face when returning to their communities to live and work after completing their degrees. The Opportunity Bowl will provide a platform to highlight Madison County as well as opportunity-focused initiatives at EKU made possible through strategic partnerships with the Kentucky River Foothills Development Council. The Workforce Pathway at Kit Carson's Commons provides education support with access to housing and workforce development support. And this project gives priority to single-parent military service members and veterans who are pursuing self-sufficiency goals through attending college. There is so much more about that on the EKUsports.com website. But, folks, today's game is a big one for the Colonels. The game is also EKU's annual Military Appreciation Game. Throughout the game, there will be multiple highlights and recognitions to honor all those that are and have served our country. The highlight of the day encapsulates during halftime with the EKU band performance dedicated to the day. And during this time, they would also like to thank all current or former service members down to the field to mark out their respective branches. Also, in honor of the day, all active, retired, or military families can receive 2 free tickets on the EKUsports.com website. So if you are an active, retired, or military family, you can receive 2 free tickets by clicking on the link on the EKUsports.com website. While you're inside Roy Kidd Stadium today, don't forget to enjoy the variety of concessions offered by EKU Dining Services and Aramark. This week's featured item of the game is a brisket walking taco. And that sounds like it's going to be pretty good, so check that out today. The special is loaded with chipotle crema, salsa, and fresh cilantro, and will be available at the Central Concession Stand today. New items for 2021 also include a ribeye steak sandwich and a Polish sausage. So, folks, you've got to get out here and enjoy good football, good fun, and good food as well. And that's all the F's, all the important F's today: football, fun, and food. Get out here and you're going to have them at EKU. Fans can continue their EKU experience following the football game by coming out to Alumni Coliseum as the men's basketball team faces off against Albany at 7:30 tonight for the first game of the EKU Invitational. That's coming up later on tonight. That's presented by Geneva Financial. You can purchase a ticket to the men's basketball game for as low as $8 on the EKUsports.com website, folks, and that should be a fun one. The Colonels coming off a heartbreaking loss on Tuesday against James Madison, and we're going to have a couple of really fun, energetic coaches on the Tailgate Show today, including A.W. Hamilton, who will talk about the loss on Tuesday, and we'll hear from him about the game coming up tonight as well against Albany for the Colonels. And we're also going to have Chris Prothrow, the baseball coach, coming over today as well. We'll hear from him about some of the baseball stuff that's taking place with the EKU baseball team. Jacksonville State, the opponent for the Colonels today, has seemed to kind of find its footing the 2 games ahead of the season finale today. The Gamecocks, of course, are here in Richmond and attempting to push their current winning streak to 3 straight games, coming off a win last week to Lamar. They also defeated they also have another AQ7 win in their previous 2 games as well. So Jacksonville State, who is now 5-5, 3-2 in conference play, looking to continue their winning streak as they look to wrap up the regular season with a win over their longtime rival EKU. And the Colonels, who are 6-4 overall, 3-2 in conference play, they're coming off that 42-28 loss to Sam Houston. There's a lot of things you got to know about the 18th matchup all time between these 2 programs. Jacksonville State is currently under interim head coach Maxwell Thurmond, and he asked his players to not cheat the game. That was one thing he talked about in their press conference. And despite a coaching change and injuries that have piled up, Thurmond wants his players to end the season strong today. A victory could position the Gamecocks to move to as high as 2nd place in the AQ7 behind number 1, Sam Houston. The last losing season for Jacksonville State, think about this, folks. Their last losing season, which would happen today if they lost, was in 2002. It has been a long time since the Gamecocks have had a losing year. And for the Colonels, they have lost 2 straight games following a 6-2 start to the season. And as we look back at the highlights from last week's game here in just a few moments, the Colonels had a good offensive week, but they started out of the gate slow, and that was the reason they were unable to get a victory last week. We appreciate you joining us here on the EKU Tailgate Show. We are streaming live on the Colonel Club Facebook page and on WBON TV. And we're also live on the flagship station, the radio station for Colonel Sports 100.7 The Coyote. The Tailgate Show is powered by Bishop's Small Engine Repair on North Estill Avenue in Richmond. Get over to Bishop's, folks, and they'll take great care of you over there for everything that you need to know about the mowing season, which is wrapping up now. We'll be going into a new mowing season next year. If you need your current mower looked at or it's time to get a new one, check out the great folks over at Bishop's Small Engine Repair. It's now time for the highlights of last week's game, and the highlights of last week's game brought to you by Botany Bay in Richmond. Your favorite place to buy stuff, to do stuff with, is Botany Bay, with locations in Richmond and in Lexington. You can find them on Facebook and online. Looking back at the highlights of last week, EKU fell to number 1 Sam Houston 42-28 at Bauer Stadium last Saturday. The Colonels trailed just 7-0 at the end of the first quarter before the Bearcats put 14 points on the board in the second quarter to build a 21-0 lead at halftime. Eastern opened up the second half with a 7-play, 75-yard drive. Parker McKinney hit Jaden Higgins for a 20-yard gain, and following a defensive pass interference penalty, connected with Dakota Allen for 27 more yards. McKinney capped the drive with a 10-yard touchdown run to cut the deficit to just 2 scores with 12:49 left in the third quarter. Sam Houston used a pair of touchdowns to extend its lead 35-7, but Davion Ross responded immediately with a 98-yard kickoff return to make the score 35-14. The Colonel defense forced a 3-and-out, and EKU's offense opened up the fourth quarter by covering 74 yards in just 4 plays. McKinney lofted a 28-yard touchdown to Jaden Smith to pull EKU within 14, 35-21 with 14-17 to play. McKinney connected with Braden Sloan for a 4-yard score with 20 seconds left, and that would wrap up the final scoring for the Colonels. McKinney went 28 for 45 for a season-high 338 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air last week. Matt Wilcox Jr. had 9 receptions for 103, while Jaden Higgins hauled in 3 passes for 72 yards. Kyle Bailey led the Colonel defense with 10 tackles last week, and now after 2 straight losses on the road in Texas, EKU now returns back home to face their longtime rival out of the Ohio Valley Conference, and now in the AQ7, it's EKU versus Jacksonville State. That kickoff coming up in about an hour and 20 minutes or so. Folks, we look back at the highlights again here. The Colonels put up 368 total yards last week. but only 30 of those came on the ground. They got 338 through the air, 30 rushing yards, as Sam Houston State had 521 total yards of offense, 392 through the air, and 129 on the ground. Time of possession wasn't a big factor. The Colonels 29-19 time of possession, and Sam Houston 30 minutes and 41 seconds. The Colonels got 18 first downs compared to 28 for Sam Houston. The Colonels were 8 of 17 on third down and held a high potent offense of Sam Houston State to 4 of 13 on third down. But again, it wasn't enough as EKU lost last week by the score of 42-28. Folks, we are here live on the EKU Tailgate Show. We're expecting Chris Prothrill, the head baseball coach, to join us very soon. So we'll take a short commercial break and come back here to the Colonel Courtyard. We are live streaming on the Colonel Club Facebook page for all you EKU supporters out there. We're also live here on the WBON TV, Facebook, and YouTube channels, and we are live on the flagship station for Colonel Sports 100.7 The Coyote. This is the EKU Tailgate Show.
Hey fans, this is A.W. Hamilton, head basketball coach. I know a lot about basketball, but I'm no expert on real estate. One guy that is an expert, though, is Andy Strickland. Andy is with Turftown Properties. He's a local realtor that can guide you through today's hot market. If you're curious about the current value of your home, contact Andy. He can be reached at andy@turftown.com. That's andy@turftown.com.
Jackson's Restaurant is ready to keep your stomach full. Whether you want to eat in our clean restaurant or get it delivered with DoorDash and Colonel Delivery, Jackson's has the best home-style food in town, the best hearty meatloaf in the state, and creamy mac and cheese. Your taste buds will thank you. Eat anytime breakfast or try the Big Hoss Boss Challenge meal and see if you can finish in 20 minutes. Let Jackson's cater your next event. Jackson's is always looking for motivated employees. Jackson's Restaurant on South 3rd Street in Richmond.
The Botany Bay is Kentucky's #1 place to buy things that you like to do stuff with. A place full of stuff and cool people to help you pick the stuff from what they have, including tons of brand new stuff you didn't even know you needed. This month, take 25% off this cool stuff and 15% off this cool stuff. 3 locations, a friendly staff, and a free rewards program. The Botany Bay is the place to buy cool things that you like to do stuff with, or visit our cool website at thebotanyBay.net.
Cars of Kentucky was once again voted the #1 pre-owned automobile dealership in Madison County. Some of the reasons why include the friendliest local staff. All prices on the vehicles are clearly marked. Plus, they have a great updated website that has all the inventory listed. Cars of Kentucky has a great location. Whether you need a gas saver, a truck, SUV, Cars of Kentucky has all the best brands. Cars of Kentucky, 356 Big Hill Avenue, or give them a call at 624-CARS.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cokeduck, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Celebrate every season at Chenault Vineyards. Colonel fans, come celebrate EKU football wins with the lovely views and delicious drinks at the Vineyard. Rent out one of the many event venues at the Vineyard for after parties, holiday gatherings, showers, or more. Chenault Vineyards is the perfect place to stop by for live entertainment and events that everyone will enjoy. Like Chenault Vineyard on Facebook or follow them on Instagram to keep up with who will be taking the stage next at Chenault Vineyards, Barnes Mill Road in Richmond.
Back on the EKU Tailgate Show as we get ready for football today. We're joined by the head baseball coach of the EKU baseball team, Chris Prothrill. Coach, welcome in. And you come over here, and you and I, we've had a couple of Zoom calls, but we've never got to meet in person. So glad that we're finally able to do that and talk some Colonel baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my entire time here. I've been here for a year and some change now, and it's all been unique as far as being able to have in-person interaction. And it looks like, knock on wood, that we're able to start moving towards a little bit of normalcy. So yeah, it's been fun to kind of really meet people in person for the first time, even though you're not meeting somebody for the first time.
Let's talk about last season for you guys, your first year at the helm for the Colonels. Just talk about, how things went for you guys and what was the biggest challenge kind of going against COVID and everything else that took place last year for you?
Yeah, so I think it was kind of like a tale of 3 seasons for us. We came out, we were excited about the new season, had a very difficult schedule to open up the season, but we're very competitive in the first third, and then kind of hit a lull there in the middle of the season with some travel, and again, a difficult season, whether it's schedule, whether it was your conference or our non-conference opponents, and kind of hit a lull in the middle. But I give our guys credit; they didn't fold, and we really finished playing our best baseball about the last 15 games of the season to kind of give us some momentum going into the second year of the entire staff and the team being here together. So it was a lot of fun at times. There were some tough times, and there was a lot of learning, I think, on both sides, both from the coaching side of things, for the entire staff, myself in particular, being a first-year head coach, and then our players who are back with us that learned what it's like to go through a Division I schedule for the first time. It was a great time for all of us to kind of learn what that looks like.
In talking to a lot of coaches around the area, one thing that I've learned about the COVID season was that you were either like always together or you weren't able to get together. Like, right. Those were the two things. You either had to kind of stay together and not make sure, you didn't want to go out and do stuff and catch COVID and give it to your teammates, so you had to kind of either stay together or you were not able to get together at all. So was that one thing that you guys really struggled with in your first season, trying to do some team bonding exercises and stuff like that?
Yeah, outside of baseball, we didn't do much of that gathering. That was one thing I think that was a little bit different than this year. Like, for example, today we have our players out here mingling with fans and meeting some people that are fans, both in the city and fans of the football program, which is awesome for our guys to be able to do that. But other than that, Mark Howard, Matt Roan, our athletics director, Corey Neal, who's our sport administrator, but especially Mark, when you go, the person that was in charge of the protocols for COVID for the entire athletic department, we were fortunate. He did such a good job that, outside of, some uniqueness to travel and us having to stay in the hotel instead of going out for team meals and really making sure that we limited our interaction maybe between friends and family and the fans when we're on the road. It wasn't that different for us. I got to be honest with you that, with any adversity that hit us during the season was really non-COVID related. We were fortunate for that. We had some luck and didn't miss any games or have really anyone lose any playing time due to COVID. But outside of that, it was a pretty normal year as far as that's concerned for our guys.
New field, that's a big deal over there. You guys have been on it for a few weeks now. Just talk about what that transition's been like and how things have gone through that process. You talked about going over to GRC over in Winchester, who's got great facilities over there. I think that field has been up maybe 2 or 3 years now, so it's basically brand new. To go over there and use their facilities, and now your all's is open and you've been using it as you kind of wrap up the fall process of your season.
Sure, yeah. So we get about 6 weeks. It's 45 days to go through what we call team practice. It's our 20-hour week, and so they weren't quite finished with our facility about 3 weeks into that. So we went about half and half. We were 3 weeks at George Rogers Clark up at Winchester. Like you said, if it's 2 years old, it's 2 years to the day. It can't have been out there very long.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable facility. Coach Varney and the rest of the staff there were great to us and allowing us to use that. So we didn't really miss a beat as far as that's concerned. Obviously, we spent some time on a bus every day, which was less than ideal. But, again, these are not real problems that we had as far as that was concerned. And then we got about 3 weeks of the 6 weeks on our field. And, again, you go back to Mark Howard. He wears so many hats. It's you kind of lose track of them, but he's in charge of facilities and from an athletic standpoint, and him making sure that everything was done right as far as installing the turf on our field, and it's better than I think any of us could have hoped for. Our players were super excited to get on it. It played really, really well. It obviously looks really, really good. It's gonna be a huge thing for us in the spring when we're trying to get games in as far as weather, and especially in the early part of the season. But then moving forward, it's going to be huge for bringing in quality opponents to play here in Richmond, and it's already, just us talking about doing it made a huge impact on recruiting. So now that you see the finished product, it's going to make a huge impact on recruiting as well. So there's so many phases of our program that it makes us better in that it's tough to do really anything but say thank you, because we're so appreciative to everything that's gone into it. And there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and obviously a little bit of finances that went into it as well. So we're super appreciative of it.
You've seen the updates to alumni and McBreer Arena and the football field, obviously with the lights and the turf and everything this year. You can tell that they're obviously moving into this new conference. They're trying to upgrade and show that EKU is for real. We want the best talent. We want the best players. We want the best fans to come out and see these new things. And I think that's been pretty important and pretty apparent here in the early stages of this new conference.
It certainly is apparent to me. I've only been here for a year, and I feel super fortunate to have been here at this time where it's readily apparent to me. It was apparent in the interview process, and then nothing has changed my opinion of it over my time being here. I've been here for about 13 months, is that they are making a serious commitment to athletics and being competitive and trying to do it right and giving us the support that we need to be able to try and be successful, whether it's on a national standpoint or for sure transferring into or transitioning into a new conference that Dr. McFadden and the entire administration on the university side of things, and then obviously specifically with Matt Rohn, our director of athletics, they are committed to giving us what we need to be successful. So it's not unlimited resources, right? It's not an unlimited amount of additions and everything that goes into that, but it is certainly enough, we feel like, to where we have what we need to be successful, to recruit bright student athletes that can come in and give us a chance to be successful. And then, we can give them what they want to, right? It's a great experience, a great fan experience. You see it out here while we're tailgating before the football game, but obviously from the university standpoint, that the academic side of things, that it's a strong institution that's going to set these guys up and young women up for success when inevitably sports is over with. So it's been a wonderful 13 months for me. I'm excited about everything that's going on, whether it's football or them having a chance to make a push for the playoffs. Hopefully we get some good fortune today with some other teams, what they've got going on, and then we play well. And you look at men's and women's basketball, the excitement about that, and women's volleyball making the conference tournament, and just going down to Fort Myers a couple of days ago. So it's an exciting time for the university as a whole, but I really do think in the athletic department in specific as well.
Talk about baseball in the Atlantic Sun. What's that like? And for fans that know about football and watch basketball, what are they going to see from you all and the A-Sun as a whole?
So it's a very, very good mid-major baseball league, and where I came from at the University of South Alabama, I spent a lot of time recruiting in the state of Florida. Okay. And so I got to see firsthand what type of baseball players were going to the schools that are in our league now, right? Stetson, Jacksonville, North Florida, Florida Gulf Coast. And then you go Liberty. It's Liberty's kind of a brand name as far as across the nation is concerned in football, but in baseball specifically. And then Kennesaw State in Atlanta, Lipscomb, North Alabama, Jacksonville State that's coming with us. Austin Peay that'll be in with us next year. The quality of baseball, it's really, really good, and we need to be ready for it. And the best way to be ready for it is just to be, to prepare on the front end for every time that you step on the field, you're going to be playing a really, really good team. And so some of the names are different. I know being in the Ohio Valley for so long, you get comfortable with whether it's the Moorheads and, again, the Jacksonville States or the Semos, or, you get comfortable with those names. So you hear new names and you think something maybe a little bit different. But just know that the level of baseball that's played in this league it's a very, very high level of baseball.
Yeah, change is okay at times. I mean, sometimes you need to adapt and you need to kind of make those changes. And I think the university has learned that and is moving in the right direction. If you just rely on the past, then you're going to live in the past. And I think it's good to move forward, and EKU obviously doing just that. Let's talk about your team specifically. You guys coming out of your first year, now into year 2, into the new conference. What can we expect from EKU baseball this year?
That's a very open-ended question. I'll probably give you an open-ended answer. I think the best way to explain where we sit right now at the end of our fall segment is that we're cautiously optimistic that we have a chance to be a very good baseball team, kind of when we reach the ceiling of what we're capable of doing, right? When we're the best version of ourselves, whether that's as individuals or certainly as a collection of guys on our team. A lot of new guys, but I think we had like 35 new players on the team. We had 10 returners. But if you look into those returners, there's a lot of quality experience that we've returned, whether it's our closer who was all region, our catcher who started every game basically for us as a true freshman, our shortstop who's a local player from here in Richmond, a reliever from Bryce Travis went to Madison Central as well, Santi Peralta. There's 7 or 8 of those 10 guys. Kendall Ewell, it was an all-conference performer for us last year that's back. So there's a good chunk of returning experience that knows what it takes, and they've done a great job of leading and showing really by example to the new guys of where our expectations are here and how we go about our business every single day. So we're trying not to get too far ahead of ourselves. We do like what we have. I think there's some question marks like every team has at this time of year, whether it's in the starting rotation for us or kind of who fits where from a position player standpoint. But we think we have the answers on our roster. It's really going to be on us to develop our players to the best of our ability, and our players take a responsibility over the next 6 to 8 weeks to get themselves closer to where they need to be for when the season starts. So we're not there yet. I don't think anybody in the country would say that they're a finished product right now. But there's ability on our team. There's good character and makeup on our team. I will have to say I've been doing this, for 17 or 18 years right now, and not to say anything negative about teams that we've been around in the past, but this is one of the more enjoyable falls I think all of us have had in our careers, and that's a testament to our players and how they go about their business every single day, kind of what they're made of. They do things right, they treat people right, and they go hard at it. So I think we like our chances. But there's still a lot to be determined once we get into the season in the spring.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you stopping by. I know you guys are signing autographs over here for the fans, so go have fun with that and stay warm today, and good luck this season.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
That's Chris Prothro, the head baseball coach of EKU. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break. When we come back, A.W. Hamilton will join us to talk about EKU basketball and a big game for them tonight when we come back on the EKU Tailgate Show, streaming on WBON TV and the Colonel Club Facebook page and on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote. If you love live music and ice-cold beer on tap, look no further than the Richmond Beer House, located at 218 South Porter Drive. The Richmond Beer House is the perfect place to come hang out after a big exam, watch a game with some friends, or just blow off some steam after class. While you're there, enjoy some of the famous Roadie's Barbecue on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday inside the bar. Slow smoked brisket, pulled pork, tacos, and more are the perfect combination with one of the mixed drinks or 10 beers on tap at the Beer House. Stop by and see for yourself, or like Richmond Beer House and Roadie's Barbecue on Facebook. Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus, they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries a new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation. With 24/7 emergency services, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve during any emergency. All services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give us a call at 859-353-1133.
At Yingling, as America's oldest brewery, we've been doing what we love for nearly 2 centuries. Brewing great beer that brings people together. Like friends catching up at their favorite spot or getting together to watch the game. Kicking back, going out, or going all out. Yingling Traditional Lager has been at the center of good times, and we'll be there for the next round. Yingling, to good times ahead.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau. My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Back here on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote and the EKU Tailgate Show. Got football about, 100 yards to our left, about to begin here in about an hour or so. We've got basketball tonight here in Richmond as well. Coach A.W. Hamilton here with us. And, Coach, a tough loss on Tuesday to a very good James Madison team. Talk about that game and what you guys learned from it as you now go into the weekend and to the EKU Hoops Invitational tonight.
I think you take a lot from it. There's a lot of positives that came from the game. We controlled the game for 39 minutes. And then we had some mistakes that we don't normally make with a bunch of veteran guys that we have on our team. So you got to hit free throws. You know that. You got to take care of the basketball. You got to rebound late. And, and then all that being said, though, Michael, we had a 1-foot shot at the buzzer to win the game. And, look, I give a lot of credit to James Madison. Every time that we had a chance to put them away, we got up 10 multiple times. We just couldn't do it. And they're a good team. They won their league for a reason. Last night they beat George Mason. So they got a good team, and they'll have a great season. But we're going to learn from this one. And the things that we saw at the end of that game will never happen again.
Every time I've talked to you, you keep talking about how much you love your team. It's evident because they're so good. And it's guys that it's easy to love. But what have you seen from your guys early on in the season that maybe you didn't think you would see? Is there anything like that? I didn't know he would be this good or be able to shoot the ball this well. Is there anything that you've noticed from your guys early on in the year that maybe has caught you off guard?
I don't know if anything's caught me off guard, but I love the passion that they have. When it felt like a conference tournament game on Tuesday night, and then when I go into the locker room, guys had tears in their eyes. They took the loss really hard, and as a coach, you want a group of guys that love each other. They love the program, they love the university, and they want to win that bad. So I'm proud of these guys. It hurt, but we got to move on. We got Albany tonight. We got our own MTE this weekend, and we'll play Albany tonight, then EIU on Monday. So we got a huge opportunity here, and we got to take advantage of it.
The EKU Hoops Invitational. How did that kind of come about? And just talk about what this means for you and the program.
It was huge for us, and all the credit goes to Matt Rohn for allowing us to do this financially, to spend the money out of our budget and get creative to host our own MTE. These are hard deals to pull off, so I give all the credit to Matt. He wanted to, before the season, we got together and said we got to play as many home games as we can for our fans. And we're playing 17 home games out of 31, so these are 2 home games that there'll be great games to come to. Our fans they always get behind us, so I know they'll be there tonight. I know they'll be there Monday.
That was one thing I wanted to ask you about, too. I mean, we've seen the fans. It seems like every single year, especially last year, where COVID kind of limited the number of people that you could have in there. You could tell that it's rocking over there at Alumni, every single game you guys have had so far. So what have you been impressed with the most with the fans and the new woo, boom thing that you guys are doing? How's that going so far?
Well, the boom is doing great. I think we're number 1 in the country in threes right now. So the boom is helping, and that's what the idea was. But our fans have been awesome, but our students have been there for us. Our student section has been packed. Our students have got into the boom, and, it's been a lot of fun. This is a special place because of the people. Everybody loves EKU here. So, how do you not love that team? I know we didn't win the game, but you couldn't have left AC and said, "Gosh, I don't know about that team. They don't play hard. They don't play with a lot of passion." So those guys are easy to love.
They're fun to watch, and I think that's important too because you got to have a good team, but you also have to have a good product. You have to have good games, and you are bringing in some really good teams into Alumni Coliseum. Now, have you thought about conference play? I know that's a little bit ways away, but have you thought about that yet? Have you kept a close eye on other teams in the conference and what they're doing?
Yeah, it's normal. You focus on the ones that you got in front of you, but you always watch the scores around the country and especially in your league. So, our league is doing great. Stetson got a huge win on the road last night at Lamar. Iona came back and beat Liberty in a neutral site game, but the league is doing really good. But, we're so focused on Albany tonight. This is a huge game for us.
Talk about Albany. Well, what could fans expect if they come out to the game tonight from them, and what you all will be doing tonight as well?
They're different than us. We want to press and play extremely fast. They really don't. They want to grind you out in the half court. They want it to be a slow, low possession game. So it's a contrast of styles. So hopefully we can get control of the game and make it a fun EKU basketball game.
I think that's important to play games like that because whenever you're playing different styles, you have to kind of maybe at times you want them to play your style of game, but if it gets into a slower paced game, be able to play games like that when it comes into conference games and conference tournament time.
Yeah, absolutely. Albany is going to make us execute in the half court tonight. They're a really good half court defensive team, so this will be really good for us. And they're big and they're physical. They're going to crash the offensive glass. And I'm the first guy that's going to admit, Michael, we haven't rebounded that great. We've hit the offensive glass. We've got 53 offensive rebounds in 4 games, but our opponent does too. So that number's got to change for us. So this will be a good test for us tonight.
Your team is really good, obviously. They're fun to watch, and the fans have really come out and supported you. What do you need to see as you all move over the next month of the season? Is there anything that you really want to see from your team as you go into that next month of the year?
Yeah, I mean, we got to hit free throws late in the game. If we hit free throws late in the game, the Milwaukee game's not even close. Yeah. We were up 26 in that game. We've got to rebound the basketball better. Every team in the country is searching and trying to find the answer for transition defense. And 90% of them will never find it. So we're trying to figure that out like everybody else. And then we've been great in 2 possession games the last 2 years. Now we got to figure out what do we do now? Yeah. We've got some different guys, and what's going to work for us? What's going to be our go-to options at the end of the game? What's going to be our plays that we're going to run late? So those things you figure out as you start playing.
You know, when you look at what your team is doing, it takes a lot of people to make this thing go. With doing Twitter updates and posting on social media and practice and recruiting and all that stuff. Talk about your staff and how good this staff really is at this university.
Oh, just my staff is unbelievable. I got a superstar staff. I mean, Mike Allen, Steve Lepore, Pat Blake, Corbin Maynard, Mason Cooper, Kirkland Humphreys, Blake Harris. I mean, it goes on and on and on. But it takes everybody. But our administration is phenomenal. Matt Rohn the leadership that he's brought in here is it's hard to even put it into words.
Yeah.
He's been a game changer for us. Again, Michael, it takes you, and it takes everybody in the community that everybody impacts winning.
Well, I've really seen the community support. I've seen people talking about you guys when I'm out and about, doing different stuff with the high school stuff that we do. Everybody, hey, you going to the EKU game tomorrow? And everybody's just super excited about not only basketball but football, this new conference, and everything else. Now it's football today here, then you guys tonight. I know you and Walt are pretty close. What do you think tonight? It's a big game, Jacksonville State. What you got to? I know you always like giving a prediction. Let's get one.
All right, you ready? 41-10, good guys.
Wow, that's a blowout. We'll take it. We need a win like that to kind of give us a better playoff.
I think we're going to play with the edge about us today. I really do.
All right, that's A.W. Hamilton, the head basketball coach. They'll take on Albany tonight. If you cannot make it out for some reason to Alumni Coliseum, you can listen to the game right here live on 100.7 The Coyote or watch it on ESPN Plus as well. Step aside for another commercial break, Coach. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight and the rest of the season for the Colonels. We'll come back here on the Colonel Club Facebook page and on WBON TV and on the flagship station for Colonel Sports 100.7 The Coyote.
Hey fans, this is A.W. Hamilton, head basketball coach. I know a lot about basketball, but I'm no expert on real estate. One guy that is an expert, though, is Andy Strickland. Andy is with Turftown Properties. He's a local realtor that can guide you through today's hot market. If you're curious about the current value of your home, contact Andy. He can be reached at andy@turftown.com. That's andy@turftown.com.
Jackson's Restaurant is ready to keep your stomach full. Whether you want to eat in our clean restaurant or get it delivered with DoorDash and Colonel Delivery, Jackson's has the best home-style food in town, the best hearty meatloaf in the state, and creamy mac and cheese. Your taste buds will thank you. Eat anytime breakfast or try the Big Hoss Boss Challenge meal and see if you can finish in 20 minutes. Let Jackson's cater your next event. Jackson's is always looking for motivated employees. Jackson's Restaurant on South 3rd Street in Richmond.
The Botany Bay is Kentucky's #1 place to buy things that you like to do stuff with. A place full of stuff and cool people to help you pick the stuff from what they have, including tons of brand new stuff you didn't even know you needed. This month, take 25% off this cool stuff and 15% off this cool stuff. 3 locations, a friendly staff, and a free rewards program. The Botany Bay is the place to buy cool things that you like to do stuff with. Or visit our cool website at thebotanyBay.net.
Cars of Kentucky was once again voted the #1 pre-owned automobile dealership in Madison County. Some of the reasons why include the friendliest local staff. All prices on the vehicles are clearly marked. Plus, they have a great updated website that has all the inventory listed. Cars of Kentucky has a great location. Whether you need a gas saver, a truck, SUV, Cars of Kentucky has all the best brands. Cars of Kentucky, 356 Big Hill Avenue, or give them a call at 624-CARS.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Celebrate every season at Chenault Vineyards. Colonel fans come celebrate EKU football wins with the lovely views and delicious drinks at the Vineyard. Rent out one of the many event venues at the Vineyard for after parties, holiday gatherings, showers, or more. Chenault Vineyards is the perfect place to stop by for live entertainment and events that everyone will enjoy. Like Chenault Vineyard on Facebook or follow them on Instagram to keep up with who will be taking the stage next at Chenault Vineyards, Barnes Mill Road in Richmond.
We're back here on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote. Glad to have you tuned in here, folks, as the EKU Tailgate Show coverage on the Coyote and WBON is covered by Kentucky Farm Bureau agents Rader and Mayo and Hornsby on the Coyote and on the streaming platform WBON TV as well. And Cars of Kentucky is the official pre-owned car lot of the EKU Tailgate Show at 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. That's Cars of Kentucky. Also visit them at carsofkentucky.com. And, folks, if you're coming out to the football game today, maybe you're riding around Richmond looking for something to do tonight. EKU basketball having a big game against Albany tonight. You can check that out over at Alumni Coliseum. That game taking place tonight. You want to have the latest and greatest EKU apparel. You can get over to Campus Warehouse over in the Richmond Center for all kinds of EKU apparel, including T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and all kinds of cool stuff over. There you go. There you go, Colonels. Where's Tony D at? Where's he at? Did he? Okay. I was trying to find my guy, Tony D, so if I could talk to him. But it is a fun night here. But Campus Warehouse over in the Richmond Center. Go check them out for all kinds of EKU tailgate and game day apparel over at Campus Warehouse. Folks, it is a fun day here, and we appreciate you joining us here on the EKU Tailgate Show. And listen, folks, we're talking EKU football today, obviously here in Richmond. The last night in Richmond, we had a huge football game with Madison Central, the local high school football team here in Richmond. They were in the regional championship game, and the Colonels defeated Dunbar out of Lexington by the score of 43-7 to win their second ever region championship. What a win it was last night for Madison Central football. Brady Hensley last night ran for 5 touchdowns, over 320 yards rushing for Hensley and the Indians football team. And first-year head coach Mike Holcomb winning the regional championship game last night. Was a fun night to be there and see this Madison Central team do something that nobody thought they would do before the season started. So a fun night last night, and if you missed any of that game, you can go back and watch it in its entirety on WBON TV on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. It's on there as well. So go over there and check that out and just relive the amazing moments from last night's win for Madison Central. Back to EKU football. The Colonels have lost 2 straight games following a 6-2 start to the season. Parker McKinney threw for a season-high 338 yards last week against Sam Houston, going 28 of 45 and tossing 2 touchdowns. EKU enters with the game ranked number 4 in red zone scoring offense. So this team has been able to get inside the opposing 20-yard line and finish off drives with scores. And junior linebacker Matthew Jackson is a player to watch. He's an absolute beast out there defensively. And according to Yahoo Sports, they've got Jacksonville State winning 35-21. They said the Gamecocks win another game by scoring 30-plus for Thurman, who is the right now the interim head coach. And JSU jumps ahead early and never looks back. That's according to Yahoo Sports. That's their prediction for the game today. We'll see if that rings true for EKU and Jacksonville State as the EKU marching band sounds like they're making their way through over behind us here in front of us at the Colonel Club Courtyard. It's the Colonel Courtyard here as part of the new EKU tailgate facility. And folks, if you have missed a game this year, if you're not going to be able to make it out today, you got to make plans to get out here and see the new things that are going on with EKU football, these new facilities, the way they are doing things now. It is so nice. It's so cool, the upgrades they have made to the facility. They're doing things the right way here, and Matt Rohn and the Robert Simpson and all the folks that are involved with all these things, they do it big here at EKU now, and they want to be taken seriously. They are a serious football team. We know about the rich tradition here at EKU and what they are doing now, moving into this new conference, and it's been fun to watch. It's been very fun to watch to see what EKU has done this year, and we're so excited and so glad to be a part of it here on the stations of volume for broadcasting, the Coyote, and obviously WBON TV as well. If you are watching us here today, if you're out and about listening to us on the radio, you still got about 45 minutes to get over here for the kickoff between the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State and EKU, as the longtime rivalries in the Ohio Valley Conference with all the sports. Now they're moving over to the Atlantic Sun this year, and It's the 18th meeting all time between EKU and Jacksonville State. We'll look back at some of the meetings between these two teams, do a little recap of the history and more when we come back. Take another commercial break. We are streaming live on the Colonel Club Facebook page and also on the WBON TV streaming platforms. It is the EKU Tailgate Show, folks. We appreciate you joining us. It is a little bit chilly here today. We'll give you the Andy Strickland Turf Report when we come back on the EKU Tailgate Show, again on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote.
If you love live music and ice-cold beer on tap, look no further than the Richmond Beer House, located at 218 South Porter Drive. The Richmond Beer House is the perfect place to come hang out after a big exam, watch a game with some friends, or just blow off some steam after class. While you're there, enjoy some of the famous Roadie's Barbecue on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday inside the bar. Slow smoked brisket, pulled pork, tacos, and more are the perfect combination with one of the mixed drinks or 10 beers on tap at the Beer House. Stop by and see for yourself, or like Richmond Beer House and Roadie's Barbecue on Facebook. Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus, they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries a new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation. With 24/7 emergency services, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve during any emergency. All services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give us a call at 859-353-1133.
At Yingling, as America's oldest brewery, we've been doing what we love for nearly 2 centuries. Brewing great beer that brings people together. Like friends catching up at their favorite spot or getting together to watch the game. Kicking back, going out, or going all out. Yingling Traditional Lager has been at the center of good times, and we'll be there for the next round. Yingling, to good times ahead.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau.
My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
We are back here on the EKU Tailgate Show on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote. Folks, we appreciate you joining us here on the EKU Tailgate Show. It's now time for the Turf Report on the Tailgate Show, brought to you by Andy Strickland with Turftown Properties. Today, it is the Colonels taking on Jacksonville State. What a fun rivalry this has been between these two teams over the years. And Jacksonville State, for the longest time, was the top team in the OVC. They were the top dog for so many years here recently, and it's been fun watching EKU try to overcome that hurdle in recent memory. Again, today it's the Colonels and Jacksonville State on the new turf here at Roy Kidd Stadium. The weather conditions, it's cold right now, and the wind blowing, which makes it a little bit colder, but the sun is out, and you get over to Roy Kidd Stadium, you get those juices flowing. It'll feel much better over there. It's 55 degrees, sunny. It feels like 52 because of the wind. And the wind right now, 10 miles per hour. So that's the thing to watch out for as we are live here on the EKU Tailgate Show. And that is the Turf Report, brought to you by Andy Strickland with Turftown Properties. Andy, folks, is right here in Madison County. Call him today if you're buying or selling at 859-509-2561. We appreciate you joining us again here on the EKU Tailgate Show. And today's game, again, the Opportunity Bowl. We talked to Walt Wells about that during his press conference earlier in the week, and it's such a big deal for this university. This Opportunity Bowl is so much fun for the fans to get out there and enjoy, for the students to get out there and be a part of, and it really was a big thing last year because of all the COVID stuff that was going on, and they wanted to do something for the players and for the fans around here. And EKU will host the second annual Opportunity Bowl today. And the game, with additional support from Madison County and the city of Richmond, will feature, obviously, EKU and Jacksonville State. The Opportunity Bowl returning for the second season with another chance to highlight special and unique places and people surrounding EKU and Richmond. The inaugural Opportunity Bowl in 2020 showcased Dr. Sheila Presley and her legacy through the EKU Scholar House and highlighted the importance of eliminating barriers to education and advocating for early childhood education. Presley, who passed away in January of 2020, was the dean of the College of Health Sciences at EKU. She attended Western Carolina University for her undergraduate education, graduating in 1989, and the Colonels won the inaugural Opportunity Bowl against Western Carolina 49-17 last year. The Opportunity Bowl began in 2020, and the name was a natural fit for EKU as the institution is known as the School of Opportunity. Access plus affordability equals opportunity at EKU for students from diverse backgrounds, and EKU is committed to making sure all students have access to a quality education. The Opportunity Bowl will provide a platform to highlight opportunity-focused initiatives at EKU made possible through strategic partnerships with the Kentucky River Foothills Development Council, a Kentucky-based community action agency, and the Kentucky Housing Corporation, the Kentucky Department of Local Government, the Ohio Capital Corporation for Housing, and the City of Richmond, and a host of strategic partners. These initiatives include the EKU Veterans Education and Transition Support Center, which delivers supportive services for veterans, and the Workforce Pathway at Kit Carson Commons, which is currently under construction. So it is a big deal as EKU also, folks, intends to hold this bowl game annually, further cementing the athletics department's goal to showcase the institution and its faculty, staff, and students. So just one of the many, many things that EKU is doing here, folks, and you gotta appreciate what this university has done as they have moved into this new conference. And it all started last year with football dropping out of the OVC. Fans started to wonder, well, what does this mean exactly? Well, we've seen it come to fruition now, and you look at it, the coverage and the games and all this new stuff that is going on with this university. It's been a very, very cool thing to see. Told you about the football game today. We've also got boys basketball, the men's hoops team in action today. It is the EKU Hoops Invitational. It starts tonight. The game is scheduled for 7:30 between EKU and Albany, and will air live right here on the flagship station for Colonel Sports 100.7 The Coyote. The EKU Hoops Invitational is presented by Geneva Financial for the university and continues on Monday when Eastern Illinois visits McBrayer Arena for a 7 p.m. game against the Colonels. The EKU Hoops Invitational concludes on Wednesday when Eastern Illinois and UAlbany face each other at 12 p.m. And EKU is really excited about these games tonight as well. And they have had some really fun games, some entertaining games to begin the season. The Colonels did suffer their first loss of the season on Tuesday, falling to James Madison. But that game, folks, was so much fun to watch and be a part of. If you were not there or not watching or listening, you really missed out on a tight one, as the Colonels had a 10-point lead in the second half. Were unable to kind of build the lead. And late in the game, James Madison took a 1-point lead. The Colonels missed a layup at the end of it, a highly contested shot right at the end as time expired, and lost by 1 point. 79-78 was the final score. Today it's football first, then basketball, And for all kinds of EKU sports updates, the place to go, folks, is EKUsports.com. You do not want to miss that. Get over there and check that out to stay up to date with all your favorite EKU hoops teams and football teams, baseball. We had Coach Prothrow on, all kinds of fun stuff happening on the EKU Sports website, and some really good deals on tickets over there as well. Folks, we'll take one more commercial break. When we come back, we'll set the plate with Jackson's Restaurant and give you our prediction for the game today when we come back on the EKU Tailgate Show here on the flagship station for Colonel Sports 100.7 The Coyote.
Hey fans, this is A.W. Hamilton, head basketball coach. I know a lot about basketball, but I'm no expert on real estate. One guy that is an expert, though, is Andy Strickland. Andy is with Turftown Properties. He's a local realtor that can guide you through today's hot market. If you're curious about the current value of your home, contact Andy. He can be reached at andy@turftown.com. That's andy@turftown.com.
Jackson's Restaurant is ready to keep your stomach full. Whether you want to eat in our clean restaurant or get it delivered with DoorDash and Colonel Delivery, Jackson's has the best home-style food in town. The best hearty meatloaf in the state and creamy mac and cheese. Your taste buds will thank you. Eat anytime breakfast or try the Big Hoss Boss Challenge meal and see if you can finish in 20 minutes. Let Jackson's cater your next event. Jackson's is always looking for motivated employees. Jackson's Restaurant on South 3rd Street in Richmond.
The Botany Bay is Kentucky's #1 place to buy things that you like to do stuff with. A place full of stuff and cool people to help you pick the stuff from what they have, including tons of brand new stuff you didn't even know you needed. This month, take 25% off this cool stuff and 15% off this cool stuff. 3 locations, a friendly staff, and a free rewards program. The Botany Bay is the place to buy cool things that you like to do stuff with. Or visit our cool website at thebotanyBay.net.
Carson, Kentucky was once again voted the #1 pre-owned automobile dealership in Madison County. Some of the reasons why include the friendliest local staff. All prices on the vehicles are clearly marked. Plus, they have a great updated website that has all the inventory listed. Cars of Kentucky has a great location. Whether you need a gas saver, a truck, SUV, Cars of Kentucky has all the best brands. Cars of Kentucky, 356 Big Hill Avenue, or give them a call at 624-CARS.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Coconut, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond.
We can't wait to see you.
Celebrate every season at Chenault Vineyards. Colonel fans, come celebrate EKU football wins with the lovely views and delicious drinks at the Vineyard. Rent out one of the many event venues at the Vineyard for after parties, holiday gatherings, showers, or more. Chenault Vineyards is the perfect place to stop by for live entertainment and events that everyone will enjoy. Like Chenault Vineyard on Facebook or follow them on Instagram to keep up with who will be taking the stage next at Chenault Vineyards, Barnes Mill Road in Richmond.
EKU Tailgate Show on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote. Folks, check out Chenault Vineyards next Saturday for the annual holiday barn market. It's November 27th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They are looking for local vendors, and you can check more information about this out on the Chenault Vineyards Facebook page. It's, again, a cool event for all kinds of local vendors setting up from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Chenault Vineyards, 2284 Barnes Mill Road in Richmond. Call 859-328-7773 to learn more. It's now time for us to set the plate for the game today with Jackson's Restaurant in downtown Richmond, setting the plate for you always with home cooking like Mama used to make at Jackson's Restaurant, downtown Richmond. The Colonels and Jacksonville State kicking off in about 31 minutes. Folks, our prediction for the game today is EKU will come out, and from start to finish, they will establish the running game, and Parker McKinney will lead his team to a victory in the regular season finale. I'm going to say it's EKU 34, Jacksonville State 27. Colonels win in the regular season finale. For our producer, Aiden, and Austin Hanks, we appreciate you joining us, folks. Have a great rest of your weekend and a happy Thanksgiving as well. I'm Michael Watkins. Been with you all year long. We appreciate you joining us on the EKU Tailgate Show on the flagship station for Colonel Sports, 100.7 The Coyote.